Bonjour tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien et que vous êtes confortablement installés. On se retrouve pour GreedFall 2. J'avais déjà joué au 1, j'avais adoré le jeu. N'hésitez pas à aller voir, les vidéos sont dans ma playlist GreedFall. Sans plus tarder, c'est parti.
Avoni sonoiga. Nasni lugan neu kon. Linquidis tegedachtani. You scum! Bastards! Masmeun entem kirandini. Aren claudides en tulem taiseneker. Escleuem navorkenen der davuie donegadamen.
Now there's a language I don't speak, but I recognize that accent.
Who are you?
You're from Teer Fradee, are you not?
Of course. And you? Who are you? Why are you here?
My name is Fausta. I was born in Teleme, and they've locked me up in here because I saw things I wasn't supposed to see. Are the stories true? That there are creatures as big as houses on your faraway island?
Creatures? We call them Nadaig. They do exist, but they are rare and sacred.
Quae radit sindas? Es renoixe. Nasnes runandas.
What have you done to find yourself so far from home?
We didn't do anything. We were torn from our land by armed men who killed our master before our eyes. They locked us up in the belly of a ship, the likes of which I had never seen. The voyage lasted an eternity. They barely fed us, and without the help of a woman, we would have died of thirst. At one point, a man with a bird mask came and put us through a strange ritual. He cut us, then he cleaned the wound. He came to observe us from time to time, scribbling things.
That is strange indeed. And you felt no particular effect following...
Quiet!
On va se faire accuser à tort. Comment ça se fait qu'il est mort? C'est la dame.
Sorry to interrupt your little chat, but I thought that you would be more comfortable outside.
Who are you? Why have you let us out of this cage?
Would you prefer to remain inside? Introductions and explanations will come later. For now, we must run.
I would also prefer to continue this discussion outside.
Why should I help a criminal?
Supposing that I were one, then perhaps to confound your pursuers.
Fine. While you look great in those outfits, I suggest you look in that trunk. Your things should be in there.
Lequel? Oh. Merci.
All right then. Onward to freedom.
Ok. On a nos vêtements. Est-ce qu'on peut lui parler, tiens?
Yes? Do you need anything?
L'interroger sur sa famille.
You seem very proud of your family. They rule over a city, if I understand correctly.
The ancient city of Peren. The oldest inhabited city on the continent, if if local legend is to be believed. My family, the de Vesps, have been merchant princes there for generations. No other family in the city would be mad or suicidal enough to claim the title anyway. You see, my family has made assassination their art and manipulation their language. And an unquenchable thirst for power pulses through our veins. However, we are no longer the leaders of the congregation, as Perrin has lost some of its influence. That honor belongs to the Dorsays, the Princes of Serene. And of course, every member of our family has sworn to take the title from them. My uncle is His Highness Alexander de Vespe I, assisted in his sinister plans by my cousin, Octave, whose name alone is enough to make one tremble in fear. Between you and me, they're all obsessive murderers who have been driven mad by inbreeding and idleness. But their name still opens many doors, which could be useful to us.
Est-ce qu'on a envie de la suivre du coup? Son poste de diplomate.
You mentioned you were a diplomat in Olima. What exactly was your role?
I was the legate, which is a way of saying I was the congregation's ambassador to Olima, at your service. I represented our nation in this great city, which, while though it's not a capital, is a major city in the Bridge Alliance. My job there was to further the congregation's commercial and diplomatic interests. I had to make sure certain agreements were reached, and sometimes I had to keep others from being signed. It's a rather boring job, to be honest. The only good part about it is that you're invited to attend ever so many parties and banquets.
Ta relation avec Alvida.
You called Alvida a good friend. However did the diplomat and the note become close?
I met Alvida when she was a sailor on the ship that took me to Olima. We hit it off quickly, even though it may be hard to believe when you look at me today. I was a little nervous at the idea of being all alone in a foreign country. She introduced me to the beauty of travel and discovery. We met again in Olima later, when she was visiting. During one of our last encounters, she helped me out of a tricky situation, even though she didn't have to. It was the first time someone had done something for me without expecting anything in return. That's rare, especially when you're a de Vespe. My, just listen to me, getting all sentimental. The reason doesn't matter much in the end. We're friends, that's all.
La cité d'Olima.
You must know Olima well. What can you tell me about this city?
Is that all I am to you? A tour guide? All right. Olima is a sprawling city divided into 4 main districts, each dedicated to a different activity. The city's famous observatory looms above it all. The port is Naught territory. They have a concession there that allows them to have their own docks and warehouses. That's where most of the trading and exports take place, in particular to Teer Fradee. Then there's the Science District, which gives the city its nickname, the City of Stars. The city's founders built all the city's laboratories, teaching facilities, and observatories there. It's mainly inhabited by pedantic scholars who know absolutely everything about everything. They are Olima's elite, the city's nobles, as it were. Of course, there's also a district for the city's craftsmen and other noble artisans, tanners, blacksmiths, and the like. It's a very lively district, because even though it's far from the front lines, it's involved in the war effort. Which brings me to the last district, the military district, where you'll find the barracks of the Coin Guard and the Alliance's soldiers. There. I think that about does it.
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
Always, ok. Et on va parler à Osta. Osta, attends.
What is it?
L'interroger sur Telem.
You say you hail from Teleme. What can you tell me about your country?
My country? It's almost strange to put it that way, even though it is true that I was born there. Teleme is vast, greener and less arid than Tynea. Numerous cities budding with towers and belfries pierce our horizons. The most magnificent among them is the capital, Montorga. The Council of Cardinals rules from there. They are both our highest political and religious authority, and they wield powerful magic. But that's a paltry description that lacks personality, isn't it? In truth, Teleme is vastly complex and utterly beautiful. I hope one day to return. The way the sunlight dances over the church rooftops at dawn is a warmth I often miss.
Les raisons de sa présence à Tigna.
What are you doing in Toinea? Your countries are at war, are they not?
I had to leave my country. I was banished after an unfortunate incident. I could have gone to Paren. It would have been less of a challenge. I did in fact travel through there before arriving in Olima, but there were too many things that reminded me of my home country, and too many people from Teleme who bore grudges because of my actions. Going to Tainir was a risky leap into the complete unknown, but it offered me the chance to have a new life.
Ta religion?
I crossed paths with missionaries from Teleme on Teer Fradee. They spoke of your religion, but what can you tell me about it?
You already know that we worship a god that we call the Enlightened, and that Saint Matthias, his prophet, converted us to worshipping him. The Enlightened blesses us with his light, the source of all life, and offers some the gift of magic. I'm no expert in theology. I wasn't much of a student on the subject. I have a more instinctive approach, despite my gift. But if you are truly interested in the topic, it won't be hard to find entire books on the subject.
Quoi?
Are you a believer as well?
Yes. Are you not yourself a believer, even though your divinity goes by a different name? How can one not believe when the Enlightened, or the god you worship, blesses you with the power to defy the laws of nature? I know well that the Alliance thinks it is nothing more than a phenomenon they've yet to explain. And I'm sure that in the end, a scientific explanation will be found for everything. But I do not share their opinion.
I must leave you.
See you later.
Allez, on y va. Vous êtes prêts? Où est la sortie? Monsieur, vous êtes encore en vie? Oui? Mais vous voulez pas sortir, monsieur? Pourquoi on les libère pas, les autres? Et vous, monsieur? Il y a d'autres prisonniers et eux, on s'en fout.
Guards, just as I expected.
Oh oh.
Who are you and what are you doing?
My name is Sybil de Vespe. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
Yeah, and? What right do you have to be walking around with prisoners in tow?
I must take these natives back to the embassy. We need information from them to prepare our strategy. We must learn as much as we can about their island to ensure that the business proposition that we offer to your city remains both relevant and aligned with the treaties established between the parties involved, while continuing to maintain the balance between our other partners on the commodities market.
All right, enough. We get it. But what's she doing there?
She's part of a prisoner exchange with Teleme, which my embassy has agreed to arrange.
Really? No one told us about it? Do you have the necessary authorizations?
You'll have to take that up with your superior. I don't have to justify my actions to mere guards.
Tentez de soutenir la déclaration de Sibylle.
Aniloin, seien slondum. Es rade da ordura dagtent, namendum saurdes. Smeunen de ms ni mila veid, a cassitens ni. Togum be randi nes tegdach vel, man na tegdum esin anon mendu.
Us not want to follow her.
Us afraid of torture.
All right then, Madam Legate. Good luck with them.
Let's go.
Oh, come on. It's not often we get to celebrate the departure of one of the old-timers in the barracks.
I know, but we have to remain vigilant. We've got a lot of prisoners right now. Try to hang in there until the next shift, okay?
Bravo, you played your part perfectly.
Merci.
But let's not dawdle.
Sybil de Vespe? Is that your real name?
Oh, what is this obsession you have for names? Don't worry. My friend is waiting for you at the entrance to the sewer to lead you to safety.
Ok. Tout seul.
Huis.
Esevena me sadegi, puis katasarto aridenger. You, I won't let you lock us up again.
I have no intention of doing so. I've come to help you escape.
I can confirm that. She's the one who sent me.
I'm glad to see you're all right. I don't know you, though.
My name is Fausta. I was locked up for...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, my dear, but this is hardly the time for pleasantries. They must have realized that you've escaped by now. They'll have raised the alarm. I'll create a diversion and try to draw them off in another direction. But you've got to get out of here. I'll meet you as planned at the end of the sewers, just outside the city. Go on.
Be careful.
Merci.
Let's hurry. Even if Sybil is able to distract the guards, we'd better not dally. Wading through the sewers isn't much fun, but these tunnels should lead us out of the city.
Quai bjorden jekter de gaudem, makaiud formedem drokwi.
Quota fravindau kasaren noikse. You were on the boat that kidnapped us. Why?
It's my job. My life. I'm a Nor, but I want you to know that I completely disapprove of the things you were made to suffer.
What is that thing?
A kind of crustacean that has infested the sewers of most major cities. Unfortunately, there are more and more of them. Stay well away. Those nasty beasts are very aggressive.
Ok. Bon bah on court hein. On court, on court. Ah, bon bah zut. Eh ben on se bat. Oh.
If I can be of any help, let me know.
Ok.
I must leave you.
See you later.
Une balle. Bon, eh bien... Ah.
What exactly are knots?
Nauts are members of a guild of navigators, explorers, and sea transporters.
Comme Vasco.
A clan of seafaring human traffickers.
No. While Nauts can, of course, transport people, we're not supposed to do it against their will.
I don't remember anyone ever asking us, though.
I know. And I'm sorry. On the ship, I was in no position to go against my captain's decisions. Which is why I've come all this way to find you. To make amends.
What about the other woman? The one who says her name is Sybil.
Les gars, on est légèrement en train de se battre.
How? She knows the city like the back of her hand. And up there are no giant crustaceans to fight or floodgates to operate.
Et voilà.
I don't like the idea of being responsible for freeing a suspected criminal.
After what you just did, you're one too in the eyes of the law. But if it's any consolation, I'm not a murderer or anything like that.
Ok, on l'a vu, le mécanisme était juste avant. Attendez, ça va remonter le pont, non?
The door behind us closed.
Actually, these are floodgates used to regulate the water levels in the sewers. They help prevent flooding.
Alors si on bouge ça, ça fait quoi?
These doors seem to work together.
There must be a way to open them one after the other, independently.
Be careful. Here come the guards.
Oh, où ça? Ah, je les avais pas vus. Est-ce que... Et si je fais ça?
This lever is stuck. It won't budge.
Attendez.
Maybe we can find some oil or something similar around here.
De
There must be
l'huile.
tools to fix this thing nearby. Were you able to action the lever?
Allez, on y va.
Now we can open the doors one by one.
Ah, ok, pardon. Une par une alors. Donc est-ce que la première est ouverte? Oui, et la deuxième? Ouais, c'est bon, les deux sont ouvertes. Allez.
More guards. They're not taken to the idea of you escaping.
On court, les gars. On court. Vite, vite. Oh zut. On se bat. Yes. C'est bon, on a réussi. On peut passer.
We're almost there. Push this lever and we'll be able to get out.
Ah, on se fait encore attaquer. On a réussi. Ok, le levier est là. Oh. Oh.
At last. I thought we'd never see the light of day again.
I hate to interrupt your celebration, but we mustn't linger. We're still too close to Alima.
Where are you taking us?
Far from here.
There you are. We nearly left without you.
Breaking several people out of prison is no easy task. There were a few surprises.
So this is the famous friend you told me about.
Friend is not the word I would employ, but he is someone I trust. Allow me to introduce you to Ludwig. He's a smuggler who knows every back road between here and Dutton.
Interesting.
Ludwig, let me introduce...
No introductions. This isn't a party. The less I know, the better. And it's better for you, too. That way I won't have anything to tell them if I get caught.
Se chames cair saveren. Yana quies ment fravin daunes hanumumen.
Mais il a raison en fait, Ludwig, vous en pensez quoi? Lui demander plus d'informations sur leur destination.
Where are you taking us?
We're headed north, outside a small coastal village. Some of your kinfolk are hiding there already.
Others from Teer Fradee. Really?
Did you think you were the only ones who were brought here and escaped? Many powerful people in this cursed country find it delightful to keep pet natives. Your kind don't like that very much, just like you don't enjoy being prisoners.
And the villagers haven't turned them in?
They've got other things to do, like survive. Helping the rich find their toys wouldn't bring them anything, but trading with the newcomers can be invaluable. But we still need to avoid the soldiers as much as possible.
Lui demander plus d'informations sur son métier.
Alvida said you were a smuggler. What's that?
Smugglers are very clever people who discreetly move forbidden or taxable goods from one country or region to another. We know all the secret routes and how to avoid guards, hence why we sometimes take passengers such as yourselves.
I do not understand. If these goods are forbidden, they must be dangerous for your people, are they not?
Let's just say I don't agree with those who have decided that the goods aren't dangerous. Lucky for you, I don't agree with the fact that they lock certain people up, either.
Lui demander quelles sont ses motivations pour vous aider.
Why are you helping us? We don't have any gold to give you.
Since gold makes the world go round, that would be a valid reason. But sometimes I do favors in exchange for something else. And a naught's debt is invaluable to someone like me.
You got us out of prison, and now you are indebted to this man for us. Why?
Because I believe it's the right thing to do. It was one of my people's ships that took you from your home. One of your kinfolk lost her life. I owe it to you.
I think we have no choice but to follow you.
Don't worry. My head is probably worth more than yours. I have no reason to take any unnecessary risks. Speaking of which, we better get going. The longer we hang around here, the more likely one of those louts on the ramparts will see us. My friends, this is where we part ways. I'll lead these people to safety and meet you on the other side of the border.
You're leaving the caravan?
They have a long way to go before they reach Dutton. Let's go. We must find my contact. He often fishes further up the river.
Who is this contact?
One of your people. The only one I really know. He'll lead us to the others. They're hiding somewhere in these hills or in the ruins. Without his help, we'll never find them.
Et c'est parti, c'est beau ici aussi. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Bon, on va retirer notre ami ici.
Monkeys are everywhere around here. Stay on your guard. My
Okay.
contact usually waits a little further up the river, so as not to be seen from the village.
Ok. On dirait que c'est là.
Strange. He should be here by now. I
Ah,
don't like this. Let's take a look around.
oui.
Maybe he's moved a bit farther away. Or maybe something's happened to him.
Look,
Parfait.
there are signs of a struggle here.
Someone must have attacked our contact. We have to find him. Without him, I don't know how to get to your people.
As you just said, he's one of us. We weren't going to abandon him.
There's a trail leading away from here. Look,
Ah. Donc j'ai appuyé sur le Alt à gauche de mon clavier. La touche Alt. Et on voit que effectivement, regardez. Donc on va suivre les traces. Ah, puisqu'elle ne peut pas nous dire où trouver le trésor, nous n'avons plus qu'à le vendre aux soldats. Oh oh oh. Ça nous rapportera sans doute assez pour tenir quelques mois, mais... c'est juste là.
Hey up. Looks like we won't be needing our prisoners' help after all. The savages come to us on their own. And in strange company.
Maybe it's another gang caught some of them too.
Maybe. If that's so, they did better than us. They captured 2 of them.
They got lucky, that's all.
Quai coldum amem da radi da quasa betrechon. Queridwe fishaika cremoderem.
Comaros. Nasientum tegadachum fonteram and prectidende. Neumes.
Listen to their gibberish. They're more islanders, I'm sure of it. They must know where to find the gold.
Enough. Let's see what this strange party has to say first.
I can talk to them, if you like. I know how to deal with this breed of ne'er-do-well.
Laissez le Druig parler.
Since you offered, be my guest.
Gentlemen, madam, I bid you good day. Let me get straight to the point. You've detained someone we'd like to see released. This prisoner is a burden to you. You don't know what to do with him. And you're probably hoping to make some money by selling him into slavery. Well, how much?
I knew it. That one wants all the savages for himself. He must know something about the treasure that we don't.
Don't say a thing. Yes, we've got a native, and we were about to sell him, since he won't talk to us. But you seem to be doing so much better than us in this respect, since your savage speaks to you so trustingly. Since you know how to use their gifts too, that'd be worth a lot more than the handful of coins we get from selling him.
Whatever are you talking about?
As if he didn't know. Everyone knows that the islanders from Teer Fradee attract gold.
Indeed. And we know there are other natives lurking around here, which makes us all the more sure there's a fabulous treasure hidden in these ruins. My dear, you know all about these old stones. Isn't that true?
Ancient treasures are often hidden in the ruins of Astria, and I know that there are many artifacts to be found here. I read that some of Aleko's own possessions were kept here. My tutor also spoke of a particularly lavish temple adorned with a magnificent figurine.
Oh, there you have it! So, here's the deal. You use your treasure compass and bring us back some. Then we'll be more than happy to free your friend.
Demandez à voir le pêcheur.
We'd like to see our friend first, to see that he's all right.
I don't see any harm in that. You'll see he's been treated well. We're not brutes. However, don't you go trying to do anything stupid. If you try to free him without holding up your end of the bargain, we won't think twice about using violence.
Walker, you've come back, and with more of my people. These men are crazy. I beg you, tell them to free me.
We're here to help. Are you all right?
They haven't treated me badly, but they're talking about selling me to the soldiers.
Lui demander ce qu'il sait des bandits.
Quid fravins des Adonai?
Eska hole mer. Second em koime enedid esmeonen, fravin quenied esed. Sagna fravin on quest madar casa. Anatui gon questa hefarnas jam radident. Nakoid ole jam radident slundem en on vegem. Lima dividu de radidau quint. Anomene de rennau de dem. Es end en beter kan. Rendur da kenne. Na meien de vee sa adiven.
Lui demander où sont les autres insulaires.
Where is the rest of our people? Hide they on the safety? Quenia de se foilegnes lochtos. Kelender ages lanend?
Kede ne solmad. Quies manas quels de sa essa. Nas menin em sientit oragides. Sag es volad em brogend a tu si tuchsta de biade dwint. Es marigem de veru, var has feshon de vadedau dent krachranad. Tege den oile, de siglenach toredemen evridenemen nacham. Sag nas marag. Quelshid emes madent.
Lui demander ce qu'il s'est passé.
Quod sirt. Quod berdo avar.
Tege de he dunosid ole veregem et varem da eshidach. Esenedem dag enenab. Quien sasient on donne velu. De manatoigent esin anamendu. Nu boquens meonem. Sin bargem tusignem de harolo moidi de esidach. Atauident samerame. Togdu em veliden me quenide da roiden demda em. Boreid ent da horegi wind hum koime. Karadem nasmeoden da herodem qua he dunosed. Olbud ole sonea en contortam.
Lui dire de tenir bon.
Na brog. Oregames dagam de veru det echter de isa.
It seems to me that I've shown enough kindness letting you chat. It's time to get to work now.
Na tegedis dem casamera am.
We'll be back soon, don't worry.
Yes, after all we have to do is find a treasure, a mere trifle.
Et si on leur propose de l'or?
Since you are ready to sell the man, why don't you let us buy his freedom?
Because you turning up here has changed our prospects. We were ready to give up, but our hope has been renewed. I'm sure with your talent it won't be hard to track down a few pieces of gold. But we expect more than that. We want one of those ancient things the nobles of Peren and Ulima can't get enough of.
I really don't see...
Oh, come on, don't be modest. I've seen precious curios that explorers have brought back from your island. They're magnificent. Absolute marvels. You may be savages, but your gift for finding treasure is second to none.
Quedessa canter kam. Smeontem oiroctem equessa, yom gassident wintada denes henesem?
Ja, esquid tui casin.
Lemat, dentes taukach em koidem farnas sadag da heuragi em koimemen sen. Ol siemten vregu dent nisies? Es cair ca holei merent.
L'interroger sur son origine.
You're not from this country, are you?
Oh, pretty observant for an islander. You're right. I'm originally from the Teuton Empire. Unfortunately, my country's at war with this one, so I avoid telling the locals about it. They might take it the wrong way.
You have a very unusual way of speaking. Does everyone in your country talk like you?
Oh, alas, no. Most of them are boors, like your dour friend. But I come from a good family.
The son of a duke.
A bastard, probably, who thinks his half-blue blood makes him better than everyone else. Unless, of course, he's just a smooth talker who's made up a title for himself to seduce naive young women.
Sir, I cannot allow you to say such things. However, I'd rather keep the secret of my birth to myself. It's not something you go telling complete strangers.
La jeune femme qui les accompagne.
Who is the young woman who is traveling with you? She doesn't look like the other members of your party.
You're right. My beloved is an accomplished scholar like no other. But she can answer for herself.
My name is Delara. I'm a historian who studies Gacane, and in particular the Astrian civilization. I was on an expedition with my tutor to explore these ruins, but the old fool is blind, And I spent more time chasing the monkeys that stole our belongings than conducting research. So, when I met my sweetheart, I realized that my future lay elsewhere.
Oh, it was love at first sight.
Especially when he realized that she could help us find treasure in these ruins.
Ce qu'ils font dans ces ruines.
Why did you set up camp in these ruins? There can't be many people around here.
Oh, you must think we're common highwaymen, out to rob merchants and travellers. That is not the case, I assure you. Although we sometimes have no option if we are to survive, we have other aims and aspirations. We are gentlemen of fortune, drawn to mysteries and the pursuit of fabulous treasures. And these ruins are chock full of them.
Yeah, being holed up in the middle of nowhere isn't a bad idea when you've got the guard breathing down your neck.
Ok.
Well, we're off.
Get out of here. Put your strange senses to work and find me a treasure.
We'll do our best.
Tiens, on va parler à Alvida. L'interroger sur sa présence sur le navire.
What were you doing on the ship that kidnapped us if you didn't approve of their actions?
When you're a common sailor, you can't choose which ship you embark on. And you can't choose your missions or what you're transporting. Like most nauts, I disapprove of carrying forced passengers. And believe me, I said just that to my captain at the time. But alas, he's the kind of person who puts profit above conscience, enriching the guild rather than adhering to its original spirit. I'm sorry. I'll do my best to redeem my people and convince them to stop the trafficking.
En lien avec Sibyl.
Have you and Sibyl known each other for a long time?
We met a few years ago when I was a deckhand on the ship that brought her to Alima. We hit it off right away, and we saw each other several times while she was working. We became friends, and when I was looking for a way to get you out of jail, she was the first person who came to mind. She's resourceful, but also funny. You should see her impressions of her uncle. She's incredible.
J'ai envie de voir ça. Ok, merci.
I won't bother you any longer.
See you soon.
Et Ludwig,
How can I help you?
l'interroger sur son pays.
If I've understood correctly, you're from the land they call Dutan?
That's right. The Holy Dutan Empire. I suppose you'd like me to tell you more about it. It could be a beautiful place to live. It's vast, full of beautiful forests and rich lands. That's most likely because it's soaked in the blood of the poor souls who were sacrificed to the folly of the powerful. For my country has always been at war. Or at least it has been for so long that no person alive knows the meaning of the word peace. We're at war with the Alliance, of course, as the Dutan Empire follows the path of the enlightened. But we are also at war with ourselves. Ever since a new holy man challenged the organization of all things spiritual as imposed by Ptolemy, the nobles and princes have taken sides, following whoever best serves their interests, of course. And as usual, the people are those who pay the price. Not only are they sent to the slaughter against the Alliance troops, they must also shed blood at home by killing their brethren in the service of the local noblemen and their loyalties of the day. A beautiful country indeed.
La relation avec Alvida.
How long have you known Alvida?
It's been some time now. I've had dealings with Nauts on several occasions in the hope of using their ships. Those who agree to traffic contraband are few and far between, and they are unreliable. They're even more unscrupulous than I am. Alvida isn't one of them. She's not like that, and she let me know the moment we met. She's an idealist. I understand her point of view, and I think she understands mine. Though she doesn't approve of my dealings, she defends some causes that are dear to me. And now that she owes me, I know I can count on her help. Provided, of course, that what I ask for doesn't offend her vision of the Nauts.
T'as raison d'être contrebandier. Il nous l'a déjà dit, mais...
I'd rather not discuss that if you don't mind, especially with someone I barely know. But since you're asking, I haven't always been a smuggler. I used to be a soldier. If you absolutely need a reason for what I do, just tell yourself that I've had my fill of the horrors of war. Or maybe you think I'm a coward, or that I'm only motivated by greed. I am what I am.
Le fait que sa tête soit mise à prix.
I think you mentioned you were a wanted man.
You can't be a smuggler without ending up on the hit list at some point. My trade annoys a lot of people, and the few attacks my friends and I carried out on convoys annoyed them even more. Put all that together and add in my past, and you'll find me at the top of the list. If you needed money and weren't wanted yourself, you could claim a handsome bounty by turning me in.
Il a arrêté de parler. Son utilisation de la magie.
I've seen you use magic in battle. A different kind of magic.
Yeah, that's one of life's little jokes. I had no talent for it, or at least I never realized it when I was on the front lines. When I switched careers and my disgust for all that religious garbage was at its peak, I discovered I had a gift. Apparently, the enlightened has a sense of humor. Now, I can do a little magic, but I can't use the rings. Even if I'd had this talent before, I would have never gotten very far in the Mateist hierarchy.
Ok, intéressant. Merci.
See you later.
Of course.
C'est la mer qu'on entend. Waouh, regardez cette vue. Il y a un bateau ici. C'est trop beau. Allez, on va prendre les escaliers qui sont... Enfin, l'échelle qui est juste là. C'est parti. Ouh.
This will be useful.
Ouh. On a ramassé une épée. Où sommes-nous là? Oh.
Somebody's there! At last! I thought I'd starved to death in this hole!
What happened? What are you doing in there?
I fell. It was a stupid accident. Would you be so kind as to get me out of here?
But how could you fall into this? This hole is clearly visible.
I suppose you could say I became absorbed by my thoughts. I'm a sculptor, you see. I came here to get inspired by these ruins, and while I was marveling at these wonders, I wasn't really looking where I was going. Well, now that you know how absent-minded I am, could you get me out of here?
Lucky for you, we have a rope with us.
Oh, I guess I'm lucky in my misfortune. Look, just get me out of here and I'll be grateful. I've just finished a sculpture in the Astrian style that I'd be happy to give you. You can easily sell it for a good price, or keep it if you're a connoisseur.
On va lui envoyer la corde.
Just hold on a minute while we secure it and you can climb up here.
Thank you for helping me out of my little predicament. You're a true patron of the arts. The sculpture I promised you is back at my camp. You'd better come with me to get it.
Accompagner le sculpteur.
We'll follow you.
I'm a man of my word. Here's the sculpture as promised. This is my finest work to date. It's inspired by these ruins and is in the purest Astrian style. It could pass for the real thing. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to make myself something to eat. I'm starving. Thank you for getting me out of that hole. Farewell.
Ok, on a une statue. Je me demande si ça peut compter comme un trésor. Bon là, ok.
Oh, if it isn't my favorite treasure hunters, what can I
Pourquoi ils
do
veulent nous
for you?
attaquer? Soit on leur donne l'épée, soit on leur donne la fausse statue. On va leur donner l'épée. On va essayer d'être honnête.
We found this sword in the ruins. It's very old.
Let me see that. Oh, what an exceptional weapon. If the seal here is anything to go by, this must be Aleko's very own sword. The famed sword that will unite all peoples.
I knew it! Oh, I told you, these islanders have a gift for these things. Is it worth anything?
Sold to the right collectors, it's worth a fortune. This is a legendary weapon.
Well, since you kept up your part of the bargain, I'll keep mine. Your friend is free to go. Take him with you and get out of here. We've got to prepare for our departure. What do you think, my dear? Where do you think is the best place to sell this marvel?
They've agreed to let you go.
Thank you for persuading them. Thank you 1,000 times over. I don't know how you managed to understand them. I think these people are mad. Come on, let's go to our people. They'll make you feel right at home. You'll see. Let me see your map. This is where our camp is.
Tadam! La seule chose que j'ai peur, c'est j'ai peur qu'on ait besoin de cette épée plus tard dans l'histoire, parce que comme elle a dit, c'est une épée qui est censée unir les peuples, donc on en aura sûrement besoin pour restaurer la paix. Je sais pas si j'ai bien fait de la donner. Qu'auriez-vous fait, vous?
This place is different from the rest, as if it were older. There is something here, a sort of moaning sound. It's almost as if I can hear the earth sobbing beneath my feet.
Ouh, et voilà, on est au camp de réfugiés. Bonjour tout le monde.
Rootless, you can feel what I feel, can't you? There is something powerful here. At home, it would be a place of connection. The earth is speaking. It's shouting.
En tout cas, c'est magnifique. Qu'en pensez-vous? Oh.
Again, hadreg des brotumer. Berde haul fradem sadio, o berda has kagarantanui. You're the one Ken calls Worker, aren't you?
That's the nickname he gave me. My name is Ludwig.
Welcome, Ludwig. The things you brought us have been a great help. And I see that this time you've brought us some of our own people.
Yes, yes. Like you, they were taken from your island. They were imprisoned and escaped.
All our people are welcome here.
Adloche daraval. Esme nilan. Ages evriden ger. Esni donei gada e korei e shantamen lag.
Fridan ger. Es anum yori. Sagia berad crimoderum dadesa. Oi riden de loban carriden on gerveldacham quanadactansan. Avar satir toklad meroledes. And who are your other companions in this land?
I'm Alvida. I'm a Naut. We guide the great ships.
We all know what Nauts are, unfortunately for us.
I'm sorry. I hope to atone for our sins by finding a way to get you back to your island.
A noble goal. A dream, even. I hope the winds and the earth will help you bring it to life. We're happy to have you here. And even if we don't have much, we'll gladly share it. As you will soon learn for yourselves, our sanctuary is extremely precarious. Although we are free, we must remain hidden, or risk being imprisoned again. Some of our people are sick and weakened by the ordeal they've been through. And we are short on everything. Any help you can offer will be most welcome. But I don't want to burden you. You must be tired. I'll let you settle in and get to know each other.
Nascient anadi old kelu esokwan fravind amen cloigender edven reines enomen are noixe.
Akasores to nama onya sien voredident. Kods venna yo garento.
Allons leur parler. Oh.
Ever quetsiad dad. Sient tugiam na sient tranagu so ja an cloiden de reduven.
Na faber quid quins du. Na fravins on quest.
Hages arulam to do liquid au oilem en quincy de quese isadama da hanedislan.
No. San caurto. Sag na sient. Asa vegum na sient.
Les interroger sur le sujet de leur dispute, même si on le connaît.
If we are to take sides, you should tell us more about what you're arguing over.
I want to leave. I've spent enough time here recovering from our imprisonment. I know that more of our people are still prisoners, and I just can't sit here and do nothing about it.
And I want him to stay here with me. I'm afraid of this land that seethes with evil. I'm afraid of its violent inhabitants and what they might do to him. I don't want to lose my beloved because he wants to be a hero.
Nous, on peut aider. Comme ça, lui reste ici, et nous, on y va. Interroger l'homme sur les insulaires encore prisonniers.
You say that more of our people are still prisoners. What do you know about it?
I know that when I escaped from the place where I was locked up, there were others who couldn't follow me. I can't imagine how they're suffering right now. Some were already gravely ill.
Where was it?
It was near their very large village, in huge rooms dug into the ground. I couldn't show you on a map, but I think I could find my way back.
Interroger la femme sur ce qu'elle a subi.
You say you suffered. You weren't locked up with your husband?
No. When the journey on the great ship was over, I was taken to a place with the other women and young boys. A merchant traded us one after the other like goods. A man took me away and... I don't want to talk about what he did to me, I can't. But I know that people in this land are evil, and I never ever want to go through that again. And I don't want Virgo to leave me all alone.
Les interroger sur la sécurité du camp.
Is this camp really safe?
Yes, we've been here for weeks, and no one has ever bothered us.
We've been hiding here like rats, only going out at night to find a bit of food. That's no way to live. And who's to say we won't be found sooner or later?
We won't stay here forever. Rumor has it that you're going to help us get back to Teer Fradee, right?
Indeed. My Nord friend has promised to do everything in her power to ensure that we can return home.
You see? Why risk our lives when we could just wait?
Diplomatie, leur dire de rester ensemble, à l'abri, ici. Et nous, on va y aller.
Virgil, I understand your point of view and your desire to save our kinfolk, but Sidmat has suffered enough. After what she's been through, she needs you. She needs your support and your presence.
She's right. Don't leave me all alone. Without you, I don't know what will happen to me. I'm so scared when we're apart.
My beloved, I'm sorry. I was only thinking of those I left behind. I hate that I didn't save them.
With my friend's help, we might be able to find them and rescue them. You can tell us how to get to them. But you must stay here with the woman you love.
You're right. I've behaved like a blind fool. Forgive me, my beloved. And thank you for your wise words.
On peut pas leur poser d'autres questions? Non? Ok, on va se reposer du coup. Installer le campement. Est-ce que maintenant on peut leur parler? Non, toujours pas. Eh bien, on va parler à nos compagnons. Tiens, Alvida, est-ce qu'on a des nouvelles choses à lui dire? Ce qu'être nôtre représente pour elle.
What does being a Naut mean to you? I get the impression that when you talk about the Nauts, you talk about them as if they were your clan, your family.
That's true. I don't know what being part of a clan means to you, but the Nauts are my family. Quite literally to begin with. After all, my family are Nauts. But it's more than just our lineage. The sea, the ships, Yuxantis, our knowledge of navigation, and even the rules that govern us are all part of me. Part of my history. I'm proud to be a Naut. I'm proud to ride the waves, even if I'm not always proud of the things we agree to do on behalf of others. We're not really a people. The many Sea-Given who come from around the world are just as much Nauts as I am. The thing that unites us is the belief that we share the sea. The sea is the bond we all share, and Yuxantis is our home. I imagine it's an idea that must seem strange to an outsider.
Faire le parallèle avec les données Gada.
Maybe a little. But your bond with and because of the sea reminds me of the bond we Donegada have with our island. No matter what clan we're from, we all share the same bond with the land of Teer Fradee. We're all different, and the specific history of our clans makes us unique. Yet we also share a great deal of knowledge. Traditions that are handed down from generation to generation. And our land binds us together, creating a mutual understanding that's deeper than words. And a sense of belonging.
That's it. That's exactly it. I'm so happy you understand. There are so many people who only see us as merchants on ships, but I think we're much more than that.
I won't bother you any longer.
See you soon.
On va parler à Nilan.
Yes? Did you need me?
Il veut parler de la cérémonie de lien.
With everything that happened, we never really had a chance to talk about our bonding ceremony again.
It's true. It feels like 1,000 years ago. But if you don't mind, I'd rather talk about it in our own language. Fragole jasjord. Espignek dau lech dam, da gret dau emes olevir. So kontabu je digret chal da vujet nes diri. Da gontabe di at hanalidi, agereudi at gredes, oid venei en maglebem. Da elu de helugedon mil feteni. Onessa godom and, so kontel. Sa medradidon es diern. Ja flint me. Hakaer, sa ned samach das glod. Sido. Age hamsteram seg, boat hagos enenik nes nodoigi. Demas yes. Bokoloen me. Kontabeit kosag. Ko hontach, kanes henesem nes wiem. Renduer sa ole des. Mache ol tegedach de hegaon. Sagato. Quod boe voglendidad. Contabide sequesa sam.
Revenir sur vos souvenirs de la cérémonie.
Iskomam kam samel ma bodedes. E god nes dirnia mevas. E shionau age khe ja lid varma vasam. Aka rod. Samel tier ja snegded CSNM. A kanta buid da vied on kahe betom ole am. Kanes henesem. Ages virto. In nadoig. Ko hagos ja toigt samel da vuleti deis. Na seantam vregu fors me unides sa Amsterdam oleg.
Name kassin, Aridenger. Name kassin.
See you later.
Boy.
Et on va parler à Ludwig. Est-ce qu'on a des choses à lui dire?
Yes? Do you need anything?
Comment est sa vie sur les routes?
As a smuggler, you are always on the move. What's that like? Isn't it tiring to live without any attachments?
It's not the life I would have chosen if I had the choice, you know? I would have liked a quiet life on a plot of land with my family. But the war stole that dream away from me. I was forced to follow the local noblemen into battle, and it was chaos. Nothing but blood and guts and death. Finally, I left all that, left everything behind, it's true. It haunts me every day, no matter how hard I try to survive. But the ties I once had cost me far too dearly. Or let's say they cost too much to the people I loved. At least I'm not alone out here on the road anymore. You're here too, in spite of yourself. What's it like for you?
Je vais dire que les vôtres vous manquent parce que je pense que sa maman doit lui manquer quand même.
I have to keep going. I don't have much of a choice. But I miss my loved ones every day. Those who stayed behind on our island, and the ones I've lost for good and won't see again.
I'm sorry. I know what that's like, and there's no greater pain than being cut off from a part of yourself. Your memories, however painful, can sometimes help you. They can provide a glimmer of hope in this endless misery. Don't let them fade away. Keep the most beautiful moments to dream about, and use the hardest ones to fuel your anger. You'll need it.
Ok.
See you later.
Of course.
Bon, on va se coucher. Et voilà, on finit la journée.
How do you feel? To be finally free and surrounded by friends does wonders. But this earth has brought me some very mysterious dreams.
To me too. Dreams full of darkness and anger.
Many Donegada feel the same thing. This earth is sick.
Sick? What do you mean?
It's difficult to explain it to someone who is not bound.
When we were on our island, the bond gave us a feeling of...
Maro! Teer Fradee fraven dan een oeman. Varne krimoneren dat groeien naam. Ben medad. This? No!
Incredible.
Shoot, but do not kill it! I want that thing alive!
Careful! She has lost all control of herself!
Mais on va pas la tuer elle quand même. Non, non, je veux pas la tuer elle, moi je veux tuer le mec là-bas là. Il est où le mec là-bas? Pourquoi j'arrive pas à voir? Pourquoi je peux pas monter? Non, 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 non. Il est où le... Ils sont où les ennemis? Enfin... Les vrais ennemis, vous voyez ce que je veux dire? Je peux pas monter, non, je suis obligée de la tuer elle. Ils sont même pas là, non. Alors lui, je sais pas où il est. Mais je crois qu'il est dans une autre dimension. On va reprendre notre héros.
It's no use. We cannot fight it. We must flee.
La pauvre.
Let's head for that boat.
Village de Kizilkaya. C'est beau en vrai. Oh.
Oh no! To the boats! Run! Everyone run! No. Help!
Hurry up! Everyone is aboard.
Hang in there, son! Damn it! She followed us. Get up, son! Hurry! Oh no!
Come aboard, soldier! I'm not gonna let you die. Take my hand!
Eh bien, qu'en avez-vous pensé? Et voilà, je vais arrêter là. N'hésitez pas à me dire dans les commentaires ce que vous pensez du jeu, je le trouve passionnant, l'histoire est géniale, on a envie d'en savoir plus, on a envie de savoir ce qui va se passer ensuite. Je suis impatiente de continuer, je suis impatiente de lire vos commentaires et curieuse aussi de voir ce que vous pensez du jeu. Je vous remercie d'avoir regardé la vidéo, j'espère que vous avez passé un bon moment avec moi. N'oubliez pas de mettre un petit pouce bleu à la vidéo et de la partager autour de vous, ça m'aide beaucoup si vous le faites, donc merci infiniment. N'oubliez pas de vous abonner aussi si ce n'est pas déjà fait, mais surtout, prenez soin de vous, c'est le plus important. Et je vous dis à bientôt. Bisous bisous.